What's going on, guys? Good to see you all in the comments. I had to quickly make this video. This is not a planned thing or anything like that. This was simply out of nowhere. I pretty much just finished my real day job and got home and was reading the comments on the last video that I just released last night. And just a lot of things in there just got me really thinking. I just don't agree with a lot of the comments on there and how people sort of perceive this channel. And yeah, so I really want to go through sort of how sponsorship works with the channel. I really need to set a few things straight because just a lot of, like, I wouldn't say anger, but a lot of people just don't understand sort of what this is about, how these PC builds work, how all the PC builds work, and they think that like I'm just like some rich guy making PCs all the time when this is not the case. So I'm going to show you guys sort of behind the scenes. Alright, so to start things off, basically in the last couple of videos I've been in the titles I've been putting in like a adding in a price, showing you guys what a certain budget PC looks like. And a lot of people think that I'm sort of trying to clickbait these videos, you know, adding in a price. Like, for instance, my last one was $3,200, which was the most recent PC. I just want to show you guys live on stream sort of how I work out the price. Basically, I'm searching for the parts. I'm taking the average price of what it would cost brand new, and I'm totaling up the price, and that's what you would pay for a PC. So let's do this live, just to show you guys the last PC that I did. I'll take you through it, and then I want to talk about some other things as well. So what I want to do is I want to go through each of the specs. You can see here on the screen we have i5 8600K, and by the way guys, a lot of people commenting about the i5 CPU and the GTX 1060 being in a build that costs $3,200. The way that I see it is, if people can't afford a 1080 Ti or an i7, they shouldn't be put down for that. So let's just go through the specs and see what we can find. So keep in mind, guys, this is Australian pricing as well. Yeah, because I'm from Australia. So the i5 8600K, I can see here an average price of about $359. Let's write that down. $359. All right, next on the list we have the ENQUIRES GTX 1060. Now keep in mind, guys, I always do this research before I put something up on the internet because I couldn't give a stuff about views or anything like that. I just enjoy doing this, so that's what I want to do. So let's say $600. You guys can see it on the screen right there, $600. I'd take that as the average because this one's higher, this one's lower, so the average would be about 600. Now we need our A-Pacer RAM. So let's look up, what do we have? We've got 32 gigs of A-Pacer Panther RAM. Let's look that up. A-Pacer Panther RAM. So we got 32 gigs. They only come in 8GB sticks. This is 2,400 megahertz, so 129 for one stick. We've got 4 sticks in the system, so that's roughly $500. Let's put that on the list, $500. So we have A-Pacer Armor SSD. Let's do this. A-Pacer Armor SSD. 240 gigabyte version. $91. It was actually the only one that I could find last night, because I completely went over everything when I started seeing all the comments. It was just ridiculous. So $92 for this SSD. Alright, so now we've got the Aorus Z370 Ultra Gaming motherboard. Let's look that up. Aorus Ultra Gaming. Z370 Ultra Gaming is 259 Australian dollars. Let's write that down. Alright, so we need an in-win 750 watt power supply. In-win 750 watts. There we go. It's $199, so $200. Let's write $200 down. I'll get to the comments in a second, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm writing all of this down properly. In-win 303 case. It's just been bothering me since I got home, so I need to set things straight. So we use the white case, 109 Australian dollars. So let's write 109 down. 109. Now, bits power water cooling, I already know what that is. There's lots of fittings to go through. That equaled about $1,000. I calculated that before this. And the cable mod, these are the premium sleeved ones. It's a full cable set and it all has the aluminium cones. Came out to about, cable cones, sorry. Came out to about $200. Let's look up the InWin Polaris RGB fans. InWin Polaris. So for one fan seems to be $25 from PC Case Gear. For the 2-pack seems to be $59. Let's just go with $25 per fan because that would be the cheapest option. So for 3 fans, that would be $75. So let's write that down. $75. All right, let's get a calculator. Calculator, where is that? That's over here. So we've got 359 plus 600 plus 500 plus 92 plus 259 plus 200 plus 109 plus 1000 plus 75 plus 200 equals. Would you look at that? I even underquoted it. So, guys, like 3,394 Australian dollars. So I must have missed something out in the calculations myself. Just a lot of people in the comments don't realize what goes into a custom PC. They forget about all of the liquid cooling. It's not something that you receive free. Like, you have to buy the liquid cooling. So that's got to count as part of the actual build. So a lot of you guys just saw me work that out live. $3,394 for that PC yesterday with an i5 and a GTX 1060. Now that I've shown you guys a breakdown of the price, that does not include any of the custom work. I want to let you guys in on how I price my work. So this build here was not my personal build. It is for a client, and they basically have a budget to work with. They are getting the sponsorship for themselves. It is an esports Rocket League team, and basically this esports Rocket League team wanted me to build them a PC. Now, I'm actually doing this for free for them. All they have to do is pay for the material cost. So the way I work out my pricing though with normal client builds is, if a PC takes me a week, what would I normally earn for a week's salary in a normal job? That's the way that I think about it. If it's going to take me 2 weeks, I need 2 weeks' pay to pay the bills. It's the same as any normal job. So say if I'm earning 1,000 Australian dollars, let's say $700 US, per week, I would expect to get out of a build, if it takes me a week, about $700 US. So basically the way I work it out is to think of it as a normal working job. So that's another thing that I've gotten off my chest, because a lot of people seem to send me emails asking if I can do a custom PC. They've got a $1,000 to $2,000 budget. They live overseas. Shipping alone is like $1,500 with insurance after I make the wooden crate and make sure that everything's getting shipped straight away, nice and safe. So it's just things like that that I need to make people aware of. I want to move into the sponsorship side of things. So I get a lot of comments. Keep in mind, guys, I read every single comment on my YouTube channel. And for those of you guys who have been paying attention, you'll notice that I normally reply to every single comment as well. Over the past week, I've been very sick, so that's why I haven't had a video out, and I haven't been able to read a lot of comments, but I will get back to them and sort of get to replying to them all. But the way sponsorship works is I do a build for a hardware company. I get to keep the build, but a lot of people sort of have a go at me in the comments for receiving parts for free. The way I see it is I'm not getting paid to do this build. The people who send me, say, a motherboard, right? It might cost them $200 for me to receive a motherboard. Now, out of that, I am producing a video for them. They're looking for a good ROI, a return on investment. Now, if 1% of my audience wanted to buy that motherboard, they've easily made their money back and beyond. But I'm making these videos for free for them. So this hardware, it's not something that's coming in for free. I still need to pay bills and everything like that. So eventually I have to sell anything that I get to actually make a paycheck. Now, a lot of people will do this. They'll receive the hardware once off and then they will sell it. But I try and go above and beyond to sort of help out these companies. Normally, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I will reuse a motherboard like 3 or 4 times in builds just to save money, because I'm not going to approach a company every single week, every single time I do a PC to try and get free hardware for a build. I reuse my parts all the time. That's why you guys won't see a lot of high-end hardware in my builds. A lot of this hardware is years old. Like, I'm still using Z97 motherboards and things like that in the system. So you won't always see high-end builds. And the thing is, with my channel, we're not all about the specs of the build. The looks of the system, for me, comes before the specs. This is what this channel's all about. So when you get comments sort of talking about the hardware and putting you down and like, oh, why doesn't this have a 1080 Ti and the latest CPU? Like, it's not something that I can afford for every single build. It's like, I'm not a rich person at all. In fact, like, we've just bought a house and it's pretty difficult, which is why a lot of my builds, you'll see the same hardware reused over and over again. The reason I do that is because I enjoy making these PCs. So, you know, I try and get a video out as often as I can. But these builds, they take, you know, they could take up to a month to make. So you won't always get a video each week. I'm trying my hardest to improve that, but sometimes it takes 2 weeks. So be it. That's what it is. That's what I enjoy, and yeah. So a lot of these videos as well are just because I like doing these PCs. You know, there's nothing behind it. And continuing on from where we're at, I had a comment the other day just saying, like, basically, once the PC is finished, so it's a 2-week build, the PC's finished, the next day I'm probably taking the PC apart. Now, I make videos, I try and show all of the progress, and I like a really nice sort of B-roll song at the end showcasing the PC, because all that I have left of the PC after I finish them is photos and video. So I might spend a good 3 minutes making some really nice B-roll to a song, and I'll finish it off there. Now, so in some comments, just a lot of people are just saying, look, I'm making the videos really long because I want to get money or something out of it. Now, for a channel my size, money, like, you don't earn money from YouTube as a channel my size. This is like something that I enjoy doing. To put it into perspective, it took 3 years for me to reach 10,000 subscribers, right? In the past year, I've been fortunate enough to get about 40,000. Just give me a second, guys. I just got to continue without the camera for a second. What I was trying to say was, so I love what I do. If I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't have spent 3 years basically not achieving much, but just doing what I love. It took 3 years to get 10,000 subscribers. I was fortunate enough last year to gain about 40,000. You know, I had comments saying that I did something fishy or dodgy to achieve that. You know, I do a normal 8 to 10 hours work. I come straight home. I work on the PCs until it gets dark, sometimes during the dark. Then there's video editing after that. There's no... I sacrifice a lot to do this because I enjoy it. If I could do it full time, I would. I don't have a social life. Each time I come home from work, you know, I do these PCs because I enjoy it. It's hard. I don't have a weekend. I work on these PCs because I enjoy it. You know, the people that, you know, make these comments they just need to just sit back for a second and just think about, you know, what goes into these PCs, what's behind the scenes. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I want to show you one of the videos that one of the comments were on. I'm going to show you how much that video made and how much time it took to make that amount of money. Now, this amount of money is nothing compared to what bills cost, the cost of living, the cost of, you know, just everyday life. So I just want to show you guys what this actual video made, because these people who are commenting saying that I do this just for money, they've got no idea, all right? So here's the analytics for the video they were talking about. Now keep in mind, this is one of my good videos. It's on about 120,000 views. In 3 months, it's earned $116 from ad revenue. Now, if you break that down, it's been 3 months since I put this up. That's $30, about $35 per month. That's about $1 a day. Right? $7 per week. Right? A normal wage per week could be roughly what, $700 US, $500 US. I'm getting $7 per week for this one video, and I've got people saying that I'm doing this for the money. I earn nothing from YouTube. Nothing at all. This is a most recent video as well. So this is what this video has made since the beginning, since it first went up. $100 in 3 months. $7 per week. So for anyone who thinks that this is done for the money, you guys really just need to think about, you guys just need to think about it before you say anything. You know, like, I don't do this for money. This has nothing to do with money. This, like, in all honesty, I made $7 out of that video per week. You know how much money I invested into that PC? You've got paint, you've got vinyl, you've got all of the liquid, you've got, you know, there's so much application tape, you've got acrylic. There's so much that goes into a PC build, right? That just people don't understand. I don't make money from YouTube. I lose money from YouTube, but I do it because I enjoy it. So it's just something am I watching the stream? I am watching the stream. So I don't want to take it personally. You know, I read every comment, but like the last video was like a tipping point for me. Just, I think half of the comments were comments on just the specs and why didn't you use this and that, and like, this channel isn't about the specs. I reuse hardware because I can't afford the latest hardware. I can't afford even minimal hardware each week, right? I need to reuse hardware in order to keep making these PCs. That's what a lot of people don't get. And basically I have to keep doing that if I want to keep doing what I love, which is making PC builds. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, it's hard, but it is what it is. Let's go back to the sponsorship side of things for a second. There is a lot of companies out there who are willing to sponsor these builds. There's no question about it. They like to send out the hardware, and they want me to make these builds and showcase the hardware. With these, I've got such a good relationship with some of these companies that I really do try and put the effort in for them. I'll do like 3 to 4 builds using their hardware, and they only expect one build. I do this because I appreciate the way that they approach me. You know, they're not coming to me saying, you know, I want you to do this build in this amount of time. I'm only going to sponsor you if you can guarantee this amount of views and you have this amount of subscribers. There's companies out there that actually see the value in the work that I can offer. You know, I love doing these builds, and I do try my hardest with a lot of these builds, and sometimes I have a brief that I need to stick with. Like the last PC that I released had to be themed towards jam gaming, and it couldn't be heavily modified because it has to be shipped around to different showcase events. So I was limited to what I could do to that, but I do put as much into that as I possibly can. Guys, thanks for the donation. You guys don't have to donate at all. I'm not looking for, you know, any money. I just wanted to update you guys. So I also get approached by companies who they want to get hardware out to me, right? They've got the 1080 Ti or they've got a 1050. They want to send me the 1050, but they want to get the most out of it as possible, right? They will ask me to do a review on it, a build video, and they want it out within a week. I don't want to associate myself with companies like that who approach me only because I'm at a certain subscriber count or I get a certain amount of views. And I have work lined up. So if the company approaches me like that, they have to get in line because I'm not pushing anyone ahead. For instance, I have 3 builds coming up, and I'm not going to say any company names, but I do have a company who's like, we want this and this done within a week. Do it, otherwise you have to send all this back and you have to pay a fee or a fine or something like that. I've also had companies that they make me sign stuff, otherwise I've got to go to court if I don't get stuff done by a certain date. I don't work like that. If companies can see the value in what I do, I'll work with them, but I'm not going to work with any company just because they approach me and they're offering hardware. I want to have a good relationship with them, which is why you see me consistently working with Cooler Master, Thermaltake, MSI, Gigabyte, you know, just companies like that, Bits Power, just Apacer. There's just so many companies that I have a good relationship with, you know, on Facebook, where it's not just a professional relationship, it's a friendship as well, and they treat you well. They understand if you can't get a certain build out by a certain date, but they know it's coming, you know. So if any of you guys do ever start a YouTube channel and, you know, you're wondering what you should do, don't punch below your weight. Don't just accept a sponsorship because it's free stuff. You have to put a certain value on your work, right? You have to realize that, you know, say you have 10,000 subscribers. I know a lot of people wouldn't, and I know it's hard to get that. say you do have 10,000 subscribers, you have to look at it this way, right? If 1% of your audience likes the product and goes out, they've easily made their money and more out of it. So you have to think of it that way. What are you getting out of it? What are they getting out of it? And whether it's worth it or not to do it. I've sort of stopped more on the reviews because I know you guys like the custom PCs a lot more. And it's what I enjoy as well. I love doing the reviews, but ultimately custom PCs is where my heart lies. I really enjoy doing that. So yeah, that's basically what I had to say about the sponsorship side of things. It's a bit of a tough one. See, like for instance, Asus in Australia, right? They get so much out of us and they expect us to return all of the hardware. Now, at Computex last year, I don't know if you guys remember the Pirates of the Caribbean build. They sponsored that. I was fortunate enough to get a sponsorship by them. That was the first sponsorship that I ever got from them. They sent me out a GTX, I think it was a 1050 or a 1060, and a motherboard. It wasn't their high-end hardware by any means. It was the 1060. It's a lower tier graphics card for this current gen, but it's still a good graphics card. But the thing is, out of doing this Computex build, so I might receive the hardware 2 months before Computex. I'll build the PC, buy Computex, and after Computex and all of the events, I have to keep the build for 6 months together in case they want to take it to some other events. By that time, new graphics cards, new gen CPUs and everything had come out. That GTX 1060 is my paycheck. That's how I pay the bills. When new graphics cards and a new line of motherboards come out, prices drop. Therefore, I'm actually losing money on my paycheck. And I can't get my paycheck for 6 months to pay the bills. So it's a really hard one, when it comes with the custom PC sort of side of things. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how it works. Basically, a lot of companies are looking to keep the builds together for 6 months for events, and then we get to do whatever we want with the hardware. Normally, I'll reuse all of the hardware, but if we're struggling with bills or anything, I'll sell a PC or sell the hardware, but it's not worth what it was when I first got it because of obviously new hardware and stuff coming out. So that's just, yeah. For those of you guys wondering as well, I've turned the subscriber count off, so no one can no longer see the subscriber count. A lot of people have been trying to compare themselves with my channel. I don't see this as a competition. I do it because I love it. I've been watching, there's a couple of channels I've been watching that do the similar stuff to me, and they're doing well, and I've really enjoyed their videos, but they've started making it a competition, and it's not something that I want to be a part of. I don't see this as a competition at all, but what can you do? To me, subscriber count does not matter at all. At the end of the day, if I can educate how to build a PC, how to start customizing, how to water cool, show you guys how I make a PC, and most of all, be able to record something that I have to take apart a week later so I have it for memories. Like, I've got a video so I can look back on what I've done, how I've improved. That's what my channel is about. I want to be able to help people show people, and basically have a platform that I can look back on all of the different stuff that I've created. So the gold water cooling fittings are from Bits Power. You need to go bitspower.com.tw. So what I want to do, guys, is I have a giveaway PC coming up. A lot of you guys know we did hit 50,000 subscribers. I have since turned the subscriber count off because I don't want my channel to be about subscribers anymore. I don't want companies to message me only because I'm at a certain subscriber count and work with me. I want them to message me because they can see potential. So subscriber count's going to stay off. I might check it at the end of the year to see where we're at, but yeah, from now I'm just going to keep it off. I want to, yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to be doing a giveaway PC for you guys. It's coming up very soon. I've got 2 other PCs that I need to put in front of that because they're due pretty soon. One Fortnite PC coming up. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be for Intel Extreme Masters Australia and Computex later on in the year, in about 2 months. I'll be working with Gigabyte for that one, so it should be a nice one. I think it's due in 2 to 4 weeks, so I want to try and get it done as fast as I can, but I want to take my time and make sure I get details into it like I did with the PUBG computer. So yeah, there's that one coming, and then there's one that I'm working on with Ubisoft for a launch of a new game that'll be coming very shortly as well. So we've got those 2 builds to look forward to over the next month and a half, and then we've got the PC giveaway after that one. So I've received a lot of the parts for that. A big thank you to Cooler Master as well for helping us out with that. Cooler Master have been kind enough to cover material costs for that, which is, it's helpful. I don't want to give it to anyone. Like when I say that, I don't want to just give it to a random person. I really want to give it to someone who's supported the channel, been around, commented. Because I read the comments a lot, I know the people who are I see who's commenting all the time. I know who the regular people are, and I want one of those people to win it. Yeah. I just want someone, deserving to win it. Yeah, so in 2 months' time, you can expect the giveaway PC. It was for 50,000 subscribers. Obviously, we're past that. I'm sorry for holding off of that, but it is coming. So I just have to sort of prioritize stuff at the moment, when stuff is due. So yeah, that's I think that's basically all I needed to say for you guys. I hope a lot of you guys, can see where I'm coming from. This is not a job. This is a hobby. It's an expensive hobby, and I hope I can continue. Once again, for those of you who are new, we basically, at the beginning of the video, did a breakdown of the most recent PC. I actually underquoted it. I probably left the cable mod cables out, which were $200. So, that's $3,200. Basically, the last video I released yesterday, I just got a lot of negative comments on there. Just a lot of people saying that I'm clickbaiting the video with the price of the PC and everything like that. So every single PC I do, I go through and I check the prices of everything. I add it up, and that's what the final price is. We said $3,200 on the video. It's actually $3,400. So that would probably get a lot more people saying negative comments. But yeah, that's where we're at. Do GPU backplate giveaways on Patreon, must less invested time and money. Yeah, I want to do a lot more giveaways. I really do. I want to help people out. I know a lot of people are trying to, get started in making custom PCs, but they're very scared to start because they're worried they'll damage their case or anything like that. So I try and make videos to help people out. So people don't actually have to cut into their case, drill into their case, or damage it in any way. So it should sort of relieve that stress. So, yeah. Once again, guys, for those of you who have just joined and weren't here at the beginning, basically, I just wanted to say that this PC building channel is not so much about the specs, but rather about customizing the PC and trying to make it look good, and just using different materials to achieve that. Now, as I said before, a lot of client builds, I have a limit to what I can do. So I might be limited to just acrylic work because they want it simple, but a nice water cooling loop, or it has to be shipped around to different events. My personal PCs, I like to go all out with the mods, like the Battlegrounds PC, for example. That was a personal PC for myself and Tech Modified. It didn't have to go back to the company. There wasn't any talks of selling it. We did eventually sell it, so we're glad that it arrived safely to the owner. So basically, my own personal PCs, like the TIE Fighter, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've got the TIE Fighter sitting over there still. That's my personal PC, so that's something that I would go all out in. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I would keep up and running. And I want to give you guys a bit of a room tour and setup video later on sometime, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Anyway, guys, I'll let you all go. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys hearing me out. This will be in video form as well. I'll leave it on the channel. If any of you guys did want to watch any of it back, if you missed any of it. And yeah, thanks for chatting, guys. I can see all of you in the comments there. Some really good feedback, and yeah, I really do hope all you guys sort of understand where I'm coming from. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm certainly not a rich person at all. So I just wanted you guys to know that a lot of the PCs I do is reused hardware over and over again. Sometimes I've done 5 PCs using the same hardware. It is what it is. And a lot of build videos that you see, I may not have a motherboard matching the color theme. That's because I don't have a motherboard matching that color theme. That's the best I can do with what I have. So yeah, I'm going to read all of the chat, guys. I'm going to stop this. There is a lot of people who I couldn't reply to because I was just so, I really needed to get some information out to you guys. I want to read all of the comments back and I will sort of take everything on board, and I'll try my best to answer any questions on the video comments afterwards, after this live stream has uploaded. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and just hearing me out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next build video. Thanks guys.